All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I got another video for you today. If you saw the previous video, you kind of know what this video is going to be about. We're basically going to be playing the second round of the U.S. Open. In the first round, didn't really play as well as I'd like. Kind of got some trouble in the trees with the driver, and then had trouble getting out of the woods. In a sense, it cost me some extra strokes, but hoping to play better in round two. But I do think that they are going to set the course up to be a little bit harder. Probably going to move the tees back a little bit. So real quick, let's take a look at those settings before we get started today. All right, so going to tournaments. Let's say round two is available, so we're going to play round two. All right, so it looks like they've moved us back a tee. We were on whites in round one. We're on blues in round two. We've got Saturday pins. We are on the auto putt tour, so it is fixed. Elevation's the same. Stem's the same. Putting is set to the same. Fairway and greens are set to the same. And even wind, I think, is set to the same. So really the only thing that changed, I think they're pushing us back to the blue tees, and then also the pins have changed to Saturday. So hopefully that doesn't make it that much more difficult, but hopefully we can play better than we did in the first round today. All right, so we're out here at hole one. It's playing 400 yards today from the blues. You know, it is kind of narrow in the fairways in the landing zone of the driver. I am going to start off hitting the driver in round two. We'll see how that goes. If I have some struggles like I did in round one, we might switch off and start hitting maybe my 2 hybrid or maybe even a long iron off the tee just to try to keep it in the fairway and hopefully not make some of those large numbers like we did in round one. All right, so here we go. First shot, round two. Hopefully we stay out of the trees. Don't get too deep in there. Not looking good to start. All right, so we do have a little bit of a window. Hopefully I can avoid the trees. We are looking at 150 yards out of the deep rough to the middle of the green. I'm going to try to just chase a 5-iron through this gap. Oh, didn't get through there. At least it put us back out in the fairway, though. Looking at our third shot. So 85 yards up the hill, close to a full 58 degree for me. I'd have pulled that a little left. Pull fade, though. Get back there. Go, ball. All right, so we finished in the auto 2 complete, so we ended up with a bogey. So now we're going to move on to number 2, which is a par 4. Yeah, I'm just pulling across it really bad right now. All right, so we're going to kind of take our medicine, try to get it back out on the fairway here. Just see if I can hit a nice 7-iron, and hopefully I can avoid any kind of tree. All right, so we're still in trouble. Didn't get us back to the fairway. We're still in the deep rough, but I am going to at least get a little clear path. I'm going to try to fade a 6-iron. So deep rough really penalized us there. As we can see, the raw carry in the game was 172 with that, but the actual game carry was only 132. So all right, so our first double bogey of round 2. Hopefully that is our only one today. All right, hopefully get this driver working here. Still kind of push fadey. All right, so 98 left, coming out of the deep rough, unfortunately. So probably going to have to hit this more like a 120, 125 feel. So I'm going to try to just hit a little bit of a hooded 7-iron. Try to keep it low and out of the trees here. Go left. Come on. Turn. Oh, you bastard. All right, so I executed the shot that I was looking to do there, so we ended up with a pretty good result. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get it to roll a little bit left and get us a birdie and get us a stroke back. But so hole 4 here, through 3 holes, we're +2, so long par 4. Hopefully I can get the ball to draw off the tee a little bit here, or at least hit better drives. At least it's straight, with a little bit of fade to it, so that's definitely better. All right, so a good solid drive. We got 155 left, 4 yards up the hill. Gonna hit kind of a nice, easy, smooth 8-iron, and hopefully we can get this to kind of into the middle of the green and then just kind of run back to the hole a little bit. Come on, kick left, kick left. Come on, roll over. All right, so a good effort. Not great, but good. So we ended with a par. Here, number 5, our first par 5. Chop away at this score a little bit. Hopefully I can get a drive just like I hit on the last hole. Hopefully it's a pull fade. Yeah. That should work out just fine. All right, so we got 192 left up the hill. Gonna try to hit a nice smooth 6-iron, see if we can't chase something back there. That's gonna be short and left. Yep, that was fat. It's really bad contact. Hopefully we should just have a chance to get up and down for the birdie. All right, 27 yards left, severely up the hill. Gonna have to land this pretty close, and hopefully it stops, because I think it'll roll off kind of either side here. All right, played that about as well as I could. All right, so we did get the birdie, so we're back to 1 over through 5. So we're at 6. It's a little bit long par 3. We're 212 yards up the hill. Nice solid 5-iron. Felt pretty good. Hopefully it kind of goes left. Come on, go ball. Bounce and roll. All right, so I got out of number 6 with a par, so we're still just 1 over, headed into 7. Short par 4 here, dog leg to the right. Hopefully we can get another good drive here. A little low on the face. Go ball. Give me a good bounce. Get up there. All right, we got lucky. We stayed in the fairway. All right, so we got 98 left. Then I'm going to hit about 90% on this 54 degree here. Come on, spin ball. Spin. Oh, there's our first green roll off of this round. You know, welcome to the U.S. Open. Hit a pretty decent shot. I hit it a little bit further than I wanted to, unfortunately. And it did not spin back because it went into that downslope. So hopefully we can get up and down here and salvage this par. Hope it climbs the slope. Go ball. Okay, we're good. Got out of there with a par, so we're still 1 over through 7 now. Coming to number 8. Here's our second par 5. So hopefully maybe we can get this back to even with a birdie. It's off the toe. And right. Damn it. All right, so we got a little bit lucky here. We do kind of have a window. Hopefully I can avoid hitting any trees. Just going to try to throw it through there with a 4-iron. So unfortunate. I thought I had a pretty good shot with the 4-iron. We only launched it vertical launch angle was only 12 degrees, so I thought I kept that pretty low. I was kind of surprised to see it get up and get into that tree. So now we got 141 left. We're still in the deep rough, so probably going to have to hit this more like 170. So I'm going to take a 7-iron and try to just fade it a little bit around this tree, and hopefully run it up there on the green. Now too much fade. All right, we got 27 yards left up the hill. Go. So we saved the par, but really just butchering the par 5 there. All right, so moving on to hole 9. We're still at 1 over, 176 down the hill, 4.5 feet. Basically going to try to take a little off and cut a 7-iron in there. That's not even close to distance. I feel like I hit that a lot better than that. All right, so up the hill, 19 yards out of the bunker. Hopefully we can save this par. Go ball, go ball, go. Oh, added a stroke. We got a bogey on 9. So now we finished the front 9, 2 over, headed to the back. So number 10 here, we got a really long par 5 up the hill, 580 yards. This is most likely going to be a layup hole, and hopefully we can get that third little wedge shot in the inner circle to get birdie here. Come on, stay in the fairway, kick left. All right, so a solid drive. We're 279 out up the hill, so we're just going to hit 5-iron, try to get up there to where I can maybe get it like a full lob wedge. That's going to be fat and short and left. Third shot here, coming out of the deep rough. We got 106 up to, probably going to play more like 130 though. 125 to 130, so going to hit a full 50 degree and hopefully maybe try to draw it just a little bit. I'm going to aim out to the right and try to draw it back just a tad. Go ball. Stop. All right, wasn't pretty, but at least executed the last shot like I wanted to, and so we came away with a birdie. So we're back to +1. Long par 4 here, number 11. Might have pulled across that. Hopefully pull fade. Yeah, pull fade. Going to be in the native area. All right, so we got 169 up the hill. Because of the deep rough, probably going to hit this more like a 200 or 205. So going to hit a full 5-iron and see if we can't hopefully get this on the green. That's thin and probably right. Yeah. Get through there. Nope. All right, so it looks like we got 57 yards left. We're coming out of the sand. Probably going to have to hit this more like a 65, 70 yard feel and hopefully just get it to spin and stop. Had the distance, just pulled it just a touch. Dang it, almost saved the par. All right, so number 12 here, long par 4. Obviously, the course is playing much longer than the first round since we are back to the blue tees. That's really toey, I think. Yep, a little low spinning toe hook. All right, just going to try to get out of this as it is labeled as deep rough. Just get back in the fairway, give myself a wedge. .54 in hand. Hopefully I can hit this about 100, 102 with a little bit of spin on it. Might have got too much of it. Nope. Hopefully that's good. Sit right there. Salvage that par. So we're still 2 over going into 13. Trying to learn my lesson here. 373 up the hill, par 4, number 13. we're going to take 5-iron off the tee and just see if we can put something in the fairway and give ourselves a better chance than what we've been doing with driver here. Not the best of contact, it was a little bit thin, but we're going to be in the fairway. Alright, so we got 177.7 left. It is up the hill, 6 yards. So probably going to play this more like 183, 184. Try to put a little draw on the 7, put it in the middle of the green. Ends up being kind of more of a push fade, unfortunately. So we got 22 yards left here. Need to get up and down for par, up the hill. We are on a slope, a little bit of a down slope in the bunker, and then also kind of sloping right to left of 6.6 degrees, so it's going to come out and go left at the start. So I aimed a little bit right. So hopefully we can get that close. Whoa, ball. Whoa, ball. Stop. Finished just outside the auto one-putt circle there. So now we're +3 through 13. All right, so 14 is a little bit longer, par 4. I'm going to go try to bring back the driver. It is kind of open to the right, so if I end up kind of slicing it, I don't think I'm going to be in terrible trouble this time. So hopefully we don't, but just in case. Should work out just fine. All right, so we got 126 left, a little bit up the hill, a couple of feet. I'm going to try to hit this 50-degree wedge. Usually I can hit it somewhere around, if I get it good, 125 to 128-ish carry. So I'm hoping to get all of this. Felt like pretty decent contact, but yeah, it's gonna be short. It really didn't draw like I wanted it to. Go ball. So we'll settle for par on 14. Go to 15, still 3 over. All right, so we got 186 to this flag. It's a slightly downhill. We're going to aim more towards the middle of the green, and I'm going to try to hit a little bit of a cut with this 7-iron. It's going to cut, but it's thin contact. Yeah. Didn't compress the ball very well, so we're not going to get the distance. All right, so we got a little bit of ball below our feet. Slope is 3.6 to the right, so I aimed a little bit left of the hole. We are up the hill 16 yards here. Whoa, ball. Whoa. Okay. So we saved the par. We're still 3 over, headed into 16 and par 5. It's not terribly long, so hopefully good tee shot, put us in position that we can actually do some scoring on this thing. All right, so another poor tee shot. Kind of put us behind the 8 ball here. We're in the deep rough, so it's really just going to be get it back out in the fairway and give ourselves a chance on the next shot here. All right, so we got 143 left, 144 basically, just slightly up the hill. Gonna try to get this 9-iron back there. Gonna play it a little bit left, maybe cut this just a little bit. It's gonna cut, but it's gonna be thin contact as well. Don't think it's gonna get back there. Nope. All right, just stay there. Okay, so we got a par on 16. We're still 3 over, headed into 17. All right, so on 17, we got a par 3 here, 180, downhill, 9.5 feet. So we're going to play it more like 171-ish. Going to try to draw and just crush a 8-iron and see if I get lucky and it just, with the hard fairway or whatever, it just bounces and kind of rolls up on the early part of the green there. Pulled it left. Trying to get more distance from it. All right, so need this to get up and down the safe par. 10 yards, just slightly up the hill. Just kind of need to get this started on the green and just let it roll into that circle. Kind of pulled it a little bit left. but it's going to work just fine. So another par. So at least it looks like we're doing better than we did in the first round, even though I feel like the course is probably playing a little bit harder with the pin placements and with the longer distance today. So 18 here, 422 yards up the hill, par 4 to end with. Gonna try this driver one more time. If I can hit a decent one, maybe I'll still hit it in round 3. If I hit a really bad one, then I'm gonna put this away and do something different in round 3. Feels like a pull fade. So yeah, I mean the fairway is kind of narrow, so I'm not going to kick myself for that. I still think that's a pretty decent 133 up the hill slightly. We are on a pretty decent upslope of 9.5 degrees, so because of that, I'm going to kind of club up to a 9-iron, and then hopefully we can kind of get this back to that back pin location. Kick right for me. Come on, give me a good roll. All right, we had the distance. Unfortunately, we just kind of pulled it just a little bit left there at the end. All right, so at least even though round 2 I think was set up a little bit harder than round 1, played a little bit better. You know, we only had the 1 double bogey, whereas I think I had 4 double bogeys in round 1. Hopefully we can continue this and play a little bit better in the next round, in round 3, in the final round of the Open. All right, if you guys like this kind of content, please make sure to give the video a like, and then if you have any comments for me, please leave them down below and I'll try to address them as I can. I want to thank y'all again for watching the video, and stay tuned for round 3.